Exalted Faith Keeper.
Hello!
Hey!
Welcome to the ninth world of Numenera.
Ninth world already. Dang,
I know.
Time has moved quick.
It just, a billion years into the future in the blink of an eye. Our party is presently in the Kalbis, which is
What you call me?
which is a weird organic pod kind of in the middle of the landscape of the cold desert where they've set up shop. And it sounds like that. Thanks to Sirenscape.
It's just the prospector crunching up his eggs. He has eggshells that he's...
And the train adds to it, I feel like.
Yeah, ooh, even weirder. What Numenera is this?
Wait, how did we get to the Kalpis?
Well, let me tell you. Relay, played by our friend Shag, who is not here today, was out exploring with Radius, right? They're like both automaton characters who are trying to seek out their lost brethren that they were once connected with through a network but have been kind of severed from that. And they thought that they had a signal that they were getting, but they needed to get away from the town. They needed to get like to a higher spot and closer towards the signal in order for it to be clearer. And so they were on this hilltop when they were ambushed by a figure, a woman dressed in red robes, bearing the gear-shaped tattoo of what we have seen in the past. That person who was frozen or encased in amber in the Mudbird lair, who they had stolen the memory extractor artifact from. That person attacked them and was devastating Nana with their esoteries and spells and whatnot. And Relay, in order to escape, leapt from the cliffside and was broken, mangled not beyond repair, but was found by the Blue Tongues that you guys have just recently befriended, and they helped repair him through use of one of their shaman figures, and so yeah, Radius, however, was captured by this person, and it was recalled that this person had kind of some green, like bioluminescent, like stains on their hands, and that has been kind of tied to the Kalbis, which the exterior of it has that same kind of green, weird bioluminescent.
And it's not far from the Amber Keep, right?
Mm-hmm.
How far did you say it was?
I think it was like a 30-minute or a few hours, half hour's walk. Yeah,
a half-hour walk.
Yeah, that's like a mile
Nothing.
and a half or something.
Yeah, with my fleet of foot, I can get there quickly now.
Except every time you try to take off, I fire one of
Disturbingly
those
close.
grappling hooks at
I had
you
no
and
idea
bring
that
you
there was
back.
something so disgusting so nearby.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bioluminescent green handprint?
Yeah. That like touching this it's kind of like a lightning bug kind of goo, right? And the outside of it, like just touching this, like kind of gets it on your hands, and it doesn't easily wash off. So it was assumed that this person is like hiding out in this place.
Gotcha. I was thinking that a decent reason... Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We need to take care of this.
the gravity well must be
No, why don't you
rolled.
show us how to rule it, Daniel?
No, you can go first.
Because you put in all those hours practicing.
Well, if you must know, I have been practicing, and I will show you now. Right here on camera.
Wait, let's pull little birdies out.
Yeah. Let me get the. All right.
Now, I haven't practiced. I'm usually rolling on a free table, so around all these objects,
No.
it might be a little difficult.
It's
still pretty good.
Ooh, that's
It looks like
really
a 20 on the
high.
camera, though.
It does
Why?
a little bit.
I can't personally beat 16.
No, I wouldn't try to beat a 16.
No, let's put a bird on that. Say I am.
Shall a bird be placed upon it?
Brilliant.
How do you feel about the night?
do
On
it.
which bird you place?
Oh, but then it was off the camera, Daniel.
Oh, sorry.
There.
That was a goat noise.
Yes, the gravity well is the only magic that we truly believe in.
Indeed.
It will affect our rolls for the evening.
I was hoping that, because I remember I used the last 3 weeks of my time in our month or 2-month period to actually do the repairs to Relay's outer with the amber crystal.
Oh
So he could attempt to look a little bit more human-like.
yeah.
So I was thinking maybe it required him time to rest, and he was unable. Maybe he did like some sort of scanner to find this place, and he didn't find it out and about.
Ooh.
But he.
I kind of really want him to be there, but AFK if that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine too.
Because
Or he could like catch up later or something. Either way. it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
he's doing
But-
his like stuck in the corner thing. He's on auto follow.
It's like just walking into the corner.
He's with you and then not, and you have to go back
Yeah.
and find him like stuck behind a crate.
Yeah,
That
he's
everybody
like-
else managed to make it around.
Yeah, running in place behind a crate.
The only
And
way.
you're like, oh, that's why we got straight killed in that encounter. Because we were back here in front of the
Helped
crate.
us. So we have a map for this place that is gloriously rendered and provided with the module in the PDF version, and it's also provided in glorious detail. So I
It's
have,
coming in hot as we speak.
I believe I have it in. So this is the exterior up on the overlay now. You can see is a strange, weird pod thing that we've climbed into. And let me see if I've got the map so that we can.
Wait.
Excellent. And a pawn. Boom. So you guys enter
Place upon it.
enter there. So you guys are entering at 1 on that map. And if we recall, this place is like got a dense, like greenish haze to it. Like it's like a fog. It's like hard to see very far in front of you at all. And there are, I'll read or paraphrase the following: irregular columns studded with veined globes of blue light support a great chamber. The profusion of columns and light mist. The profusion of columns and light mist limits vision to a short distance in any one direction. Free-floating orbs, trailed by vein-like stony growths, slowly rise and fall in the air. Here and there, massive nodules protrude from the irregular ground, each one set with a single dark opening. It's noticeably like cooler in here, like it's almost air conditioned or something. And it smells like the sea. It smells like brine.
Each of these
Salty.
pustules has a dark opening.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about?
I'm gonna investigate one of them.
Investigate the dark opening.
Yeah.
I'll help you out because I'm trained in it. So
Yeah,
I
if
can
you want to
use
go for it, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not trained in this. My character's just like getting up close and looking at it,
Okay.
just like a raw check, right? I don't know. Oh, he doesn't see
Okay.
me. He's like
Oh, I-
definitely looks pussy.
So you stand over this.
I'm so scared about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
know my
glad that
character's
wasn't a
next to you,
one.
so he could react and take it apart. If
As you stand over this like opening, you see that it looked like a dark hole in the ground, but as you stand over it, it's actually like a pool of liquid that's oily. And as you're standing over it, it starts to like take form, like in the air, right? It starts to bulge up like
yeah.
a bubble.
Natasha Yar.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
And indeed, as it's like rising up, and it starts to almost like as it this like is taking form. This oily substance is dripping down, and it seems to almost be a face.
Oh shit.
That's like rising, and the neck is like strangely long, and it's like moving towards you.
Shen, I think you made a friend. What is that?
I take a step back. What's the ground? Is the ground dusty or dirt or rock, or is it just like kind of like cave-like where it's kind of like
Yeah,
rock?
it feels like weirdly organic.
Let's take some
It
dirt
feels
on
like
it.
a mix between organic and rock.
Membranous.
Yeah, like the inside of a.
Mm,
Never mind.
A mouth.
yeah, it feels like kind of like rock, but it's all like tied together with like
Silence
veins
spaceship.
and skeins and whatnot. So
Right.
as you step back, the figure continues to grow and is like about the same size and shape as you. Like it starts like arms like part and leave like trails.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
And it is starting to like exactly mimic your movements.
Great.
I
It's
mean,
annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pole arm that has a blade on the end of it, right? It's like a
Like a
foot and
glaive.
half. Yeah, right. So
A glaive with a
Glaive
glaive.
slave.
I like pull that off my back and like give it a nice big old slash, like try and see what happens. You know,
Alright.
is this thing like a real thing or is it actually just like is it a
Give me
what's
a-
the type? The Logia type, right?
Kele is yelling at you not to.
Yeah, Kele is totally like duck and cover mode. Like, if stuff hits the fan, not gonna be around.
You guys, as you're like kind of shouting and backing away, you notice out of the corner of your eye that like several other pools, like figures have also risen up and are like mimicking your movement, but they're not moving out of the actual pool, right? They're like staying in the same area, but they're like mimicking your movement. It's like as if their like legs are not like fully formed. They're kind of just like
Maybe
shifting
look at
around,
something really quick.
mimicking you guys.
I have a thing, a fleet of foot. I can move a short distance as part of another action, but I think I might need to spend 2 to use it.
Which book do you need?
I think you're right up
Discovery.
on it. I don't think you need to
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
no, to like use an
Oh,
action
to-
and like just like
and jump back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, let me just. It's page 31. I wrote out all the numbers. Fleet of foot plus 1 speed point. No, it doesn't say that I need to spend anything. So it's just there.
It says 1 plus speed point.
It
next
says
to
plus
the
1
other-
speed point. Yeah, 1 plus speed point. So that
Yeah, you have to spend at least 1.
Oh, okay, 1 or
Yeah.
more speed points.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. I can just spend a speed point, right?
Yeah, I think if you spend more, then it does kind of an increased effect. And if you have edge, then it won't cost anything.
No, I'm just gonna spend. Oh, I do have an edge. So I guess.
Yeah, then you just do it for free.
Okay.
Yeah,
Neat.
but then you
Alright.
can use the point to get the added effect, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It might let you go further.
I mean, I'm not trying to like put any real effort into this. He's just like trying to see what happens, you know. So he's just gonna like take a swipe at it. Got a 13, so that's nice, just above that 12.
All right, you cleave it, and the liquid like completely gets cleaved, right? And the top half of it just like splatters on the ground, and then it just like slowly like starts to like kind of grotesquely like reform back into the shape.
Yeah. Okay. That's what he was. That's. Shent is like, all right, that's disturbing, and like takes that short movement.
Yeah, you like
Back.
you step back.
Yeah.
As you guys are like you like retreat back, and it has like fully taken form, and then all of them seem to move like in unison together, and they're all like offer their hands up like this
No face style.
towards you guys, and they're just like almost vague features, like you can kind of almost see the divots where their eyes, and like no mouth and no nose, but
I'm gonna roll creature knowledge. Get out my field guide.
yeah.
Yo.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
So I learned about this in Delft school.
You have
Or similar phenomenon.
you have learned of like semi-animate, like liquid organisms that are like mimics. They're not intelligent in any way, but they just like mimic the life forms around them. And sometimes they always have basic like needs and basic wants in some way, but they're like hesitant to leave the like pool because that's what sustains them.
I'm currently dropping spare parts into one of their hands. And like just little like nuts and bolts and stuff.
Yeah, that might work.
It like lands in the hands and like seems to like float for a second, and then it like retracts its hands into its body, and then the whole like pillar just like retreats, and then the other ones like start to like reach a little bit, like they like turn their like direction towards you and are just reaching towards you.
See, they love it.
Forfax uses that opportunity to step around and continue on.
And I'm just now
While you're
dishing
getting-
out.
while you're getting mob parts.
You get a part. You get a part. Nice job, Kilo.
Can I just say I gave away 5 parts?
Yeah,
So I'm just handing them out like charity.
they all just like retreat back into the pool.
You never know when you're gonna meet new friends. You always gotta have something on you.
Yeah, well.
And the liquid is like so thick and oily and black that you don't even see the like objects floating in them as soon as they like sink back to the pools.
I take step with axe. And
What's in room 11, Keith? Even though you would think it would be room number 2, instead it's room 11.
Just in case. Mix things up.
you get room 2 if you get sucked.
Oh,
into the tower.
also room 11 is
Yeah, there's a lot of 11s.
here and here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Those are particular things then, so maybe that's not. We
Not
continue
room
on
11.
until we get to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess those things aren't noting the rooms, they're noting those dots.
Yeah, they're like the different nodules, the different like openings, right?
Yeah.
Did we make a decision about whether or not we were trying to go stealthily or have any sort of anything prepared for if we find this person who was so much of a threat that she majorly donked up
Good question.
2 automatons?
That's why I slashed that thing.
I didn't end up writing my note that we were going to send because of the way you criticized
Which, by the
me
way, I
last time.
swapped out my weapons and put the pole arm away.
Remember whenever I was going to
Yeah.
write them a letter
Hold
and
on,
ask
though.
them to release
Or
you
staff,
said that
because it's
wouldn't work?
cooler.
Right, because
Or maybe the mall.
I'm gonna stand by that.
Oh, well. It's fine, so I guess I'm going on the stealth. As I dug down, all my things are rattling.
Do you mean to take the lead then?
Oh god, no.
I can take the lead. I've been training in stealth for the last 2 months.
I thought you were just running.
Running
That's how
with
stealthy
stealth.
he is.
Wow.
He tricks you into only seeing the running training and not the stealth.
Kelu is wildly surprised at this.
As you guys
Believe
round
you.
this corner up here, you see a like 8-foot tall pillar of ice, and there's like a mist like rolling off of it that's just like dry ice or something, right? It's just like freestanding. There's no mechanism controlling it whatsoever. It's just like frozen, and it's very frosty, but there's definitely like this shadow of something inside it. And you guys all immediately get a like dark, bad feeling about it.
Mm-hmm.
Got a bad feeling about
As you're looking at it, like a flash in all of your minds of like. Like some kind of terrible sound and
like that jump scene in the movies where you do
yes,
oh god,
yes.
Why Bilbo?
This creature certainly is Leviathan-esque. Do I need to detect it to do that?
I swap out for my maul.
You don't.
I'm going ice smasher.
You don't sense the Leviathan in it.
Is the ice? So I'm just looking at it. Is the ice pillar kind of like a stalagmite, right? Where it's like kind of like shelving off under the ground, or is it just like sheared right, like a 90-degree angle, kind of?
Yeah, I think it has kind of like a sloping element to it. Yeah.
So you can't just walk right up to the edge of it like you would like a window. You might have to like actually touch it if you wanted to get close to it.
Yeah, I think so.
I walk up close to the edge where the frost ice starts, and I like kneel down real quick and like tap it with my hammer and see how brittle it is, right? See if it like chips off.
You tap it with your hammer, and a splinter of it like hits you in the forehead, and for a minute you flinch, but nothing happens.
Right.
It does seem about as brittle as normal ice.
Yeah, I like touch it,
and it's definitely like really cold.
Yeah. Okay.
You almost get the impression that it might be cooling, providing like a portion of the cooling element to this place.
It's not blocking our path in any way, right? We could walk around it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why are we messing with this?
I have to know if it's going to attack us from behind.
Then just keep an eye on it.
Thing's frozen in ice.
It's not what we came for.
It's what I do.
Terrorized by twins or looking at you with the same face.
It's what I do.
As you guys are standing, like you're all kind of standing around this thing in this room, and the fog is like so thick that you've kind of got this eerie feeling that you've lost like your sense of what direction you're facing.
Oh. I kind of turn around and look down this way. Anything going on?
Is there a number down here?
Nay.
Nay number.
Looks boring this way.
Yeah, there's
Looks distinctly unnumbered this
We
one.
start to get lost.
No, just
Are we losing our way here?
there's
Kelly
kind of like
our way out.
a
Don't worry.
piece of the ground looks like there might have been another icicle thing like this, like in this spot here. But it is gone, right? Like it has the base where like maybe another one might have been.
Are we aware that we are starting to lose our bearing?
Yeah, I think it's like a weird suspicion that's kind of dawning on all you guys.
Right.
And as when you're like trying to right yourself and like well, give me give me like an intellect roll, but like navigation, if you're trained in navigation or
Anybody got some navigation?
Oh yeah.
She is.
I'm gonna like close my eyes and take a deep breath and like
Yeah,
tap into
or
my internal
reorient
sense
yourself.
of, you know, like I feel like as a delve going underground, you like train yourself to calibrate it to like what is north.
Yes.
And you just feel that in your body.
That must be a
I'm
nice
gonna
thing to
try
have.
to tap into that. Yeah.
I have the opposite of that.
So
You
you.
I'm always
directionally
lost.
challenged.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you.
It's so true.
Sorry.
You can't
I'm
sense
just, I'm just perma-lost.
Okay, gravity well. No.
Oof. So you are like, you root yourself for a second, and then you're like certain, you're like, this is the way that we came, and you step in that direction, and all of you guys are like pretty
Good.
certain. You're like, yeah, I'm pretty certain that's the way we came,
Yeah.
right? We didn't like walk that far from the way that we came, and you step into the fog, and you find that there's a wall where you felt like there was a door.
Crap.
Okay, so it wasn't that way.
Can we?
Let's
do we
try
know where
again.
do we know where the pillar is? The initial pillar that we saw.
I might
Good.
have something for this, you know.
You're talking about like the one with the creature in it?
Yeah.
It's still in this room.
Yeah, you guys are still standing in front of
standing
it.
in front of
We
it.
may be able to find my nick mark
Mm-hmm.
and determine
Yeah.
that that is the opposite. Of
I'm
the
gonna roll
entrance.
navigation again because I feel like that is what the character is doing right now. Is like, all right, that didn't work. Let's try this. Like, I'm gonna rationalize where I am until
Well,
I've
before you
driven
roll it,
mad.
Kilu's going to use something for you.
Okay.
He's going to whip out some iotum, and like it's like this metal string. I'm using my right tool for the job.
Yes.
And it's like this metal string, and he like does this weird like wrapping around, and then like points it like in one direction, and then gets out another little piece and sets it on top. It sort of floats right above it. I'm basically making like a makeshift compass sort of thing.
Sweet.
Um,
All right, you'll provide an asset to
yeah,
to
an
roll.
asset on one task.
Alright.
How many compasses are you using?
And I'll say that will work, like, for any navigation rolls in this place,
Oh, cool.
because I'm
Until I
Generous.
roll a 1 and it breaks.
yes. Till GM intrusions.
Here we go.
Ooh, okay.
Looking for that nick, using the compass.
So you guys knew which direction was north outside, right? And like you're certain at this point. You're like, oh no, this direction is north, right? We entered and we continued north. Yeah, see? and indeed you're like, you feel totally correctly oriented, but there is a wall where you had come in. But you feel certain that you know the directions.
And the wall is like here or like
No,
here?
it's like right here. Yeah.
Okay.
When you were right, Kilu punches you in the arm really hard and is like, nice job, you were right the first time.
If this thing is alive, I am going to throw a fit.
What thing?
I hate going into living structures.
You think this thing's alive?
I mean, a door grew.
Very easily could be.
Oh my god. I didn't think of that.
What is our light source? How, like, did we just assume
That's a good
that
question.
we had,
You guys have
like,
some kind
were
of-
we going blind or did we light up a
The description
torch?
said there was some light generated within
There's
this.
like these free floating weird like bubble like
Okay.
things that are providing like dim torchlight level of light, and they're like attached to the like walls by these weird like trailing veins. They're all like pretty high up.
Okay. So we probably have, like, dim light enough for us to wander around in.
But it's so foggy that
Yeah.
it's hard to see like more than a few feet in front of you.
Okay. First of all, we need to come up with a plan for staying together, because we've already seen that there's something in here that can approximate our forms.
Yeah.
And I'm not messing around with verifying each of your identities.
Agreed.
So
And we're not holding hands, Kilo.
Dang it. I don't understand why you don't let me do that.
It's just not the most efficient solution to this problem.
Pull out my 20-foot piece of wire. My twing.
Yeah, there we go.
If you really need it.
Kilu, you actually notice as you guys have like wandered around that there is a small device, a small like Numenera device that is powering this like ice cube.
Hmm.
Hello. I'm gonna investigate.
Certainly not by understanding
Don't remove
it.
that.
Is that
Whatever you do not remove that device.
He's just getting really close.
Note that when you
I understand Numenera. That's right. I'm
when
just,
you level
baffled
up-
by it.
when you level up, you could train in understanding Numenera, and then it would eliminate your
That is true.
inability.
I trained in healing this last time. Well, I'll give it a good look over. It is super cool. I just don't know anything about this shit.
It is like a very strange, like alien device, but you definitely get the sense that it is monitoring the like ice and keeping this frozen.
What do y'all think? Should I push some of these buttons?
No.
It is it's a 20th century like window air conditioning unit.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks.
Hey, Alexa Bees! Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the follow.
Well, I mean, there's something in here. It might be able to help us. But if y'all don't want me to mess with it...
No. Whatever is in there is not intent on helping.
Alright,
us.
I am also going to try to understand it with my inability.
Yeah, your nano's gone.
We rolled the same thing.
It is really cool,
Channeling your
Doesn't it make you want to touch it?
but I don't understand it and I really want to touch it.
Oh
I
well.
feel like that's the only way that we'll understand.
Well, instead of investigating this further, can I go look at this area that I saw something that looks similar? Is there another one of these mechanisms
Take
there?
a buddy.
There is a space where like there's the divot where one was. It's the same. There's a divot that's the same like size and shape as that in the ice. Like it had been pulled up and like taken away.
Y'all, this is weird. It's like someone is forming this thing. Did y'all hear that? The prospector? Yeah, and I relay that information to everybody about the mechanism having like a spot over here.
Well, okay, I might not be able to understand it, but I could salvage it if I wanted to.
Well,
That
we
would cut
should
it off.
probably
Yeah, I think we should not.
somehow make a mark of this space and move deeper in.
Well,
So we need.
Are we gonna tie these ropes to our belts so we don't get lost?
Yes.
No.
No?
I mean, we just
What's
need
your plan?
us to walk within distance of each other.
Okay.
You don't want to tie yourself together.
I agree.
Kele takes her hands.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
See, it's not that bad.
Kele, you're trained in perception, right?
Yes.
Give me a perception roll, or if anybody else is.
It's always bad when someone asks for a perception roll. It means that you should be looking for something. Alright, gravity well. Here we go.
Nice. And you're trained or specialized?
Trained.
Trained. As you guys are tying out of the corner of your eye, you feel like you see some movement, and it's coming from over in this direction. And you glance in that direction, and you see. You thought there was a hallway in that direction, and it seems like the wall is like kind of weirdly moving, and you see like kind of up high this corner of a hole where it is like slowly closing up, right?
It's totally. It's at least growing. That's one checkbox in the alive column.
How far up is it? What did you see?
Basically,
The
a
wall is-
hallway
yeah.
closing up. Like the thing is like growing in a way that it's closing up hallways.
I go up and put my hand
Just
on
like
the wall.
Just like that. That's
and
the
see
sound.
how like strong it is. Is it squishy? Is it like hard like rock, or is it more like
There, let's heroes build this. The solution is
Mhm.
always to break through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it similar? I was also curious if it was similar to the stuff we're walking on, or if it was, the walls were different.
Yeah, it seems totally similar. Give me an intellect roll.
15.
Yeah. You step up to it and reach out your hands, and for a second you just stop. But then you realize kind of this weird sinking feeling that you're like, my hands didn't stop because, like, I touched anything. Like, for some reason, like, I just impulsively stopped and I'm not feeling anything. And so you continue moving, and they move through it as if it's an illusion.
Whoa.
Yeah, I pull out. I switch my gear. I pull out my.
And we all
pole
see
arm.
him just like pass through a wall, basically.
I pull out my pole arm and like extend it, and I like have it up in front of me as I like slowly walk through. Like right, so I got this thing out just in front of me, and I slowly walk through.
And as you walk through it, it's like the mirage is like as if it was like solid fog or something, right? It just starts to kind of dissipate like smoke, like as you're walking through it. And the hallway as it was before is just like back to normal, right? This weird growth has been like dispelled, so to speak, right?
See,
Gotcha.
it's not alive. I told you. It's just some weird magic.
Whatever it is, the
Looks at the
intention
camera.
is to
How
deceive
settling.
the people, deceive creatures that are in here into feeling that they are trapped.
Well, if it doesn't want us to go that way, we should probably head that way, right?
That's
I
actually
don't-
pretty sound. Reasoning.
I can't say if that's true. I just know that
Let's go. Let's go.
That
we
is
have to be
assuming that there is
cautious.
something alive controlling it.
That is capable of having intent.
there is
Like-
something
It's not
sentient
just
going
random
on here.
Chaos.
Like an automaton controlling or ruining person? Yeah, like that.
A what?
You know,
An
this thing that we're
automaton?
after. Yeah. That's what I said.
A what?
A what? Be prepared. You will be made fun of for saying automaton for the rest of your life. Noted.
Let's just go.
Okay, so the logic is that we're gonna go towards paths that look like they're closing up. Is that accurate synthesis of this discussion? Okay.
I think we can also assume that a wall is not always a wall.
It's very deep of you,
yeah.
Shen.
Bust out your bombs. I've only got 8.
I want that to be Shen's catchphrase. Bust out your bombs. I only have 8. I'll glance
So which
at
way
your
was
catchphrase.
Shen walking through?
Like towards 3. Down that way. All right, you guys go down
Is this you?
down that
Yeah.
hallway.
I've got the glasses.
Where are you, Joshua?
Ooh,
Front or in back?
And Randy, you're like up front.
Yeah. I have the pole arm out. It's extended, and I'm like, kind of using it as my just ready action kind of thing. I mean, not technically ready in action, but he's just like.
You step around the corner and you see in this room what kind of eerily looks exactly like the Kalpus from the outside, right? When you guys saw this like big kind of pod-like structure, except it's like this big, right?
Oh.
In the center of this room.
It's a cute model.
It's, and it's filled with like a water that you can kind of like the top of it has kind of done that blossom in the way that you guys entered through, and you can see like a kind of shimmering like silverish liquid that's filled it. And the moment that you see it, you get the same kind of like shivering feeling of dread that you got when you saw the ice cube.
This is a bad sign.
I have to get closer to this thing and try to look at it.
You also get this weird bad feeling.
It's too intriguing.
I do actually want to ready like my positioning in case this thing decides to like shoot out like a spore or something, right? So I'm like, whatever direction Kele is coming in on this thing, I'm gonna try and get an opposing like stance.
Yeah, like I want to.
And I've got the pole arm like up, right? Like I'm gonna be like, bam, like bash it if it decies to do something.
What
Yeah,
is
just
going
like
on in
standing
this
there.
tiny model?
I've got
I have a asset in conducting tests to glean information.
Oh.
Yeah. Find proof, discern truth.
As we're getting
gain
ready to do this,
information.
Forfax is like, step aside.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have training or inability in like Numenera?
No.
Okay, well I'm cool with you using this asset to a test, but it'd be like an intellect,
Okay.
kind of just a straight intellect roll.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. So, I'm not trained?
This ability you described provides an asset, or it's trained?
Trained.
Okay, then you're trained in it.
Yeah, sorry.
And you can expend effort if you want, and if it can conceptually make sense that someone else can help, they might be able to ease the task by a step as well. But
I'm not helping, I'm just protecting.
I would just be using raw perception to evaluate it.
okay,
That, like, I guess my line of thought was like, is this an accurate mod? Like, I want to examine it closely to see if it grants us any clues into what's happening. Like, if we can see something from having this different perspective on the thing that we are in.
Yeah.
If it grants more understanding of
Okay.
our situation.
cool. I'll say that
was my
provides
angle.
an asset for help.
Alright, I will use effort. Okay, well, I'm trained, so that makes it a 6. Effort was a 9, and then with her help, does that give me another?
Yeah, that'll
Is
give
it
you
eased
another.
another? So I'm at a 4 total, 12.
Yeah, difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense that what you're looking at is a source of it strikes you as a brain.
Okay, yeah.
Does that?
No, it's just hilarious because this whole time I've been looking at this thing thinking it looks like a giant brain.
Yeah.
So then for you to tell me that my
Yes.
character thinks that and looking at this thing just cracked me up.
And like kind of this weird feeling that the liquid inside of it is like a knowledge, is like the contents of the brain.
Whoa.
You know what I want to do.
I know. That's why I looked at you.
Know what
Yeah.
I'm about to try.
And at the thought of you doing that, you get this like blip of these weird visions that have been accosting you guys, of you drinking it and then just like screaming.
Oh man.
And you just like
Were you thinking about drinking it?
No.
Or were you
no,
thinking about
I'm
doing
sorry.
something else?
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
Using the memory collector
Yeah.
on this brain to see if I can get anything out of it, if it truly is a brain.
Mhm.
The brain eats the memory collector.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like I spam the
It
heck
spits
out
out
of
its
the
own
memory
yeah.
collector, but it's very it's like the perfect tool for my character. I feel like she loves that ability to steal things out of people's brains.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate scavenging.
You get the vision of
I never
it
thought about that.
overloading the memory collector and like it blowing up and basically like destroying your hand and you having to like leave the ruined thing there.
Don't do that.
Why should we trust these premonitions?
What
Why do you
premonitions?
trust the wall? Don't you keep having weird, bad feelings and images implanted into your brain of things vividly going wrong?
Oh, I think this place is great. I haven't
Yes.
Awesome.
seen anything.
You're describing every day in my life.
Yes, you guys have all had these weird
6.
premonitions,
Yeah.
and this is not a usual thing.
But
It all started in this
Kaylee's
place.
like epically optimistic outlook on life.
This
It's
is
just
great.
like
I love everything.
I
It's
love
so
morbid
bad.
premonitions.
All the more reason I should smash this thing right now.
Don't smash it.
I'm not. I'm assuming that if I did, it would instigate something we do not want to encounter.
Does this thing seem like it's a brain? Is it removed from a head? Or is it like is it growing here? Like what is the deal with
It
it?
definitely seems attached to
Is
the
it
like, to the
disembodied?
structure. Yeah.
Oh no, okay. Weird.
I think I might be peeking around this corner.
Come back. I haven't let go of your hands, right?
Just to look what's down here.
The slightest like tremor of you guys moving makes this like this liquid, as if this thing is like kind of loosely attached to the ground. Like your footsteps are just making this liquid like tremor a little bit, like a cup of water on a table.
Well, I guess there could always be a Numenera for this.
It's a special pair of scissors that cuts the brain off at the stem.
What if I used my remote sensorum to taste it?
Yes. You made your like remote tongue.
Oh! I was like, what is that?
I will give you an advantage of some kind.
No,
in
I'm
the
definitely
test.
not gonna.
And
I just
whatever
went
happens.
after him saying that and looking at the remote sensorum. That was
Send out my remote tongue.
yes.
Lick it.
Taste tester.
And you were joking about like it seemed like the
Numenera
least,
taste tester.
like likely that you would send out a tongue. Taste anything,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
Yep, exactly.
To remotely taste something.
That's what I would do in real life if I had it.
Why?
I think we're moving on unless somebody else wants to do something with this thing.
Well, did I see
I don't
anything
know what to do
interesting
with
down
it.
this further down?
If you wanted to
three,
do
or was that
anything-
where you were imagining?
I would say grab a
Was
vial.
three-
Yes,
if you
yeah, you
have
guys
one,
are
and
in
fill
the
it with
room of
liquid.
3.
Oh, okay. I was imagining it was here. Okay, cool. So
Take a sample if you're gonna do anything.
can we just like
Don't
leave
touch it with your skin.
leave some sort of message that we've been here before?
Do you have a
leave
vial?
a trail of parts?
Like,
Can I bust out some vials and collect some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Is that cool?
Mhm.
highly suggest you do that.
I'm Forfax is definitely putting on his like gigantic like leather gloves, right? That are like up to the elbows, and I just keep seeing Forfax like wearing like spectacles, you know, putting them on.
Like extras.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Shen is
just-
getting a like dug in position to
Mhm.
like try and like jab this thing in case
also
something
like
bad
the
happens.
handles grabbing onto the flask to dip it in.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
being
yeah.
overly cautious.
Forceps.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're picking something out of like the big
Yeah.
old smelter or whatever.
And then you're like corking it.
All right. Give me a.
They can cork it. I'm getting ready to take this thing out in case it comes after you.
Fair enough.
I'll help.
You lower this down.
I love science.
This vial and dip into the liquid, and the liquid like ripples and has like a thicker like kind of viscosity than you expected, and it starts to like slip into the vial, like doing that kind of slow bit.
Oh.
But then the like divot of it going like this,
Yeah.
like starts to form up and does like a crazy laugh
Whoa!
at the face, and give me a speed defense.
Oh no. Well, I'm assuming that this is not with my shield since I'm got both hands on
No.
this thing.
Well, I can do it.
But I will give you an asset because you are like a decent distance away with
Being
like,
careful.
these tools. Yeah, you've been
Alright,
very careful.
An asset, and I'll go ahead and use
Can
it.
I also do an assist because that's what I'm there to try and like
Yeah, I
do
think so.
Something.
Yeah,
right?
you like established that you were like right there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like I can give you an assist, give you an asset, right? Is it-
Yeah, you were able to like.
I could have done
intercept
something
it.
that like slowed
Yeah.
it down a half second or something,
Mhm.
right?
Okay, another asset. Then I won't use effort. Nice.
Ooh, 15, and you eased it twice.
15 ease twice. That should do it. That's a
Yeah,
5,
so-
6, 7.
It reaches up towards you, in like a creepy like 6-fingered hand
Mhm.
almost, and Shent like whacks you like right in the chest, and you stumble
Yeah.
backwards, and the thing is just like in the air like this for a second, and
Yeah.
and you like, land on the ground and have this vial, and the liquid inside the vial is like starting to try and snake out of it.
Can I try to
And you like cork it really quick? Yeah.
Mhm. Do I need to roll for that?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
And,
I didn't-
And the liquid goes.
I
Back
apologize
into
for hitting you. It was the only thing I could do.
I understand. It saved me.
All right. Got it. Whatever it is. Hopefully we've got an analyzer we can put it in.
Oh.
Some piece of it flies out.
The first of many drops on the character sheet.
Yeah.
Well, as we leave this place, I'm grabbing this just chunks of bolts and like metal that I'm just leaving behind as a trail.
Yes.
I'm just like,
Breadcrumb trail of parts.
like
All right. I think 2 or 3 a room. You think?
yeah, sure.
All right. You guys arrive back into the room with the crazy cube,
The one we started in?
Mhm.
the ice cube.
The central, the hub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just, I mean, if we can, let's kind of go systematically around it and go down each one and then back to the middle and then go
Well,
down.
I did this room and
Yeah.
this one.
So now
it,
let's go down.
it seems like the like hallways that you remembered being there that lead deeper into it are not there. So give me a navigation roll because you're like trying to remember where they were.
Mhm.
I guess we could also just like walk along the wall, trying to push into
If you want
it.
to touch this wall a whole lot.
Do I get a stupid premonition about it of me like my arm running up,
Being
crying and
sucked into the
agony and
wall?
that? No, Kele is so over these premonitions and is not buying
It's
any
'cause
of them.
Kilo was telling you how scared you are of them. Why
No.
are you so scared of these premonitions?
I'm not scared of them. I think they're stupid, and I hate people trying to control the way I think.
You're scared.
You overcome them with optimism, and I overcome them with pessimism. As if that's the worst thing that could happen to us. Yo, let's find a
Yes.
pathway.
Yes.
boom.
All right, you find both of the pathways that lead.
Awesome.
You put your hand through one. You're like, they were right here.
I want to do it
and
on
right
the first
here.
try. Just
Yes.
be like, stupid premonitions. F you.
And with a nat 20, you push your hand through one, and the mist clears, and you see beyond a creature, just at the edge of the fog, that it freezes in a moment of fright as you make eye contact with it, but it's like
It has eyes.
it is the size of you, a little bit taller than you, but it is like an insect. I have a picture. It's not a mind flayer.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But it does. Suck
We
your
got a
brain out
premonition
and
of
get
us
your
making
intelligence.
intellect defense rules.
Looks like that.
Look at that
And actually, I
mustache.
have it in.
Aw.
Yeah, is that a mustache or are those
That's the
mandibles?
They're mandibles.
prospector. Oh. Damn it. I love this fake prospector here.
And don't look at that. What's on the other page?
Do I see this thing too since I'm holding Kelly's hand?
No, she rolled the nat 20, and,
Yeah,
and you see dangling.
I like it.
It has these like kind of weird mustache like
Mhm.
antennae, and it has like you know them inherently
It's
as
got an
being
iPad.
like iota
Mm.
that are like dangling from this mustache, and he's
Oh,
holding a cipher in one hand, and has like iotum like dangling like necklaces kind of all over it. And it freezes, and then it just like scuttles like down this hallway.
Look at this thing.
Stop! I love you.
Who are you
Backwards into
yelling
the
at?
mist.
There's something down there. Get back here right now and talk to us.
Do you follow it?
Yeah, I am running after it and dragging you with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not like.
And I'm like dropping
Taylor's
parts as
so
we go.
freaking over this
man.
that
Are we?
all thoughts of stealth have been abandoned.
Was that
I love it.
down 4-way or down this
Yeah,
way?
down 4.
Like, please, anything in here, come out and fight me because I am pissed.
Yeah. You chase it into this
Yeah.
room.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check.
18.
Yes, excellent. You see it has moved kind of into the corner of this room, like the far corner here, and it is it's like glancing kind of creepily back towards you, and it looks like it was crouching low, and like was making gestures with one of the like ciphers or artifacts in its hand. And the same kind of weird, like, misty, like, illusory, like, wall is, like, disappearing, and it is, like, starting to scuttle towards it, but it freezes when it sees you, like, following it so closely.
We just want to talk. We're looking for something.
A subsonic ringing sounds in your ear. And you guys all hear it in response.
God damn it. I always have to use that.
This isn't
Radio
psionic.
talk.
This is something. This is like a literal sound, but it's like it's like a dog whistle almost, but it's like barely at the edge of your perception, and it's like a little bit unnerving.
Ow, 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 ow.
Weird.
Is it still standing still, or is it attempting to escape? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, guess who is hindered in all social
In
tasks?
conversation.
Yeah, which is appropriate. But I'm gonna try anyways.
I can come in and be aiding now
Okay,
if you've slowed
cool.
them down enough.
Yeah, I guess exhausted. I'm just gonna try to I feel like Kele doesn't carry around anything that looks, it's not like I have a weapon to sit down, but I will make like an open, peaceful gesture, and I'll sit down in the middle of the room. I won't get too close, but okay.
Offer some
I guess I'm
brain
making a
juice.
persuasion. Okay,
Man,
look.
you on fire. Yes.
This place is stupid and it is really getting on my nerves. We're just here to find an automaton, and you look like you know what you're doing, so I thought we would ask for help. We found this weird brain thing, and the walls keep reappearing and disappearing, and we just want to find our friend.
It just like stares at you for a long time, and you hear like weird like clicking sounds that you think might be it communicating, but you actually notice that it's just like shifting around, and it's just like the sounds of its like appendages moving, and then it starts to like creep kind of like slowly towards you, and then it reaches out with one of its appendages and points at your belt. You have like your ciphers.
Okay, yeah, totally. Yeah, do you want?
And you hear the like like it's trying to communicate with you guys, but it's just like this weird sonic vibration.
Kele will like unhook the cipher pouch and like get out my photon igniter and self-destructing detonation.
Whoa.
And be like, yeah, are you into ciphers? Do you collect them or something? How many do you have? You know,
Don't
it's
give him
like
anything that's a weapon.
they're both weapons.
Maybe not a weapon.
Kele, give him a piece of paper.
I don't have a piece of paper. It's not like I can just
It's
make that
starting
happen.
to like creep towards you.
I'll like set them
Even if
down
I
on
could.
the ground.
It picks up one, like shakes it, and is like looking at it, and then is like messing with
Oh,
it
man.
in a way that you're like kind of startled by like its level of intelligence.
Mm.
Like it is clearly like a raccoon,
Examine.
like it's
Yes,
like doing
yes.
one of these things, right?
Mhm.
And is like manipulating like tiny parts of it with all these like little kind of weird feathery appendages on its fingers, and it like looks like it has come to some kind of decision, and then puts it like, you know, ties it onto its body
Right.
somewhere.
Did it take the proton igniter or
And
the
it
cell
picks-
disrupting detonation?
It took the cell disrupting one, and then it has picked up the photon one and is doing that with it as well. It's just
Very
like looking
nice
at
of
it.
you, Kelly.
I step up when I see that, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm making a helpful
You're
alliance.
giving it our weapons.
Sometimes you have to give to get.
This is very rare for Kelly.
I can
You should let it
give.
happen.
I can give and get without losing anything.
Ugh. Well, right now I feel like you'd be losing time.
True.
And look, this thing's
All
clearly
I'd be
smarter than
getting
us. It's lurking around here and running away from people.
Another one emerges from the hole it was
Oh,
trying to
gosh.
escape.
Got any more?
Now I take
No,
I
I
take
only
a
had two.
defensive stance of like clearly like attack base.
You hear
I'm not
a
I'm
different-
not up in front. I'm like, you know, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of towards the back of the pack, right?
Yeah,
I'm
but
letting
you're,
you
like,
guys do
ready.
your thing, but I'm just like, you guys, this is.
You hear a very slightly different pitch, but the same kind of thing. Like, and they're like, and the one like holds out the detonation thing, and the other one like scuttles up to it and takes it and is like looking at it, and they're like looking back and forth between the object and you guys.
I think it's calling all of its friends.
Cool.
Well, this might not
Yeah.
be good.
Telling them that we just gave them something that will actually kill us.
You could always ask them for the bag.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to find Relay.
Radius.
Or, sorry.
Yeah.
Radius.
Hey, I'm like every session
yeah.
I get it wrong.
I know, me
at
too.
least once.
Couldn't we have offered him
In
Can't
them
speak this
water?
language, so I
Oddity-
just don't.
Can I double check something? In my oddity, are the automatons visible in that?
Mm-hmm.
I want to offer that to show them, but I'm not gonna set it down. I'm gonna like hold it out to them to be like, come look at this.
Yeah, the new one moves up and like takes it and is like trying to like kind of wrest it from you, but then realizes what's going on, and then it just gets like real close to it.
That's what we're looking for. Have you seen one of those?
It like tries to pull it from your hand again.
Stop. Come on, I need that.
Let him
No.
have it.
No!
It finally just lets go.
I've already shared enough. Would you give away your stupid printer?
Kele, you notice that
Yeah,
this
no, I need it.
you notice that this one has you recognize one of the parts that you dropped, and it's dangling from his like he's got a string of like just random little bits and
Yes.
parts, and
Hey, that's my parts. Awesome.
Great. Great.
yeah, okay, so you're getting at like that you have the automatons in the thing, and you're like, we're looking for this.
I can make another roll. If
Yeah,
you
give me a
want.
roll.
Okay. Come on, Gravity Well, you treated me so well. I feel
You gonna
like...
use effort?
No. 14. I am hindered. Because I suck at relating to people.
The
Well, that's people, not bugs.
the new one that has just arrived
Kele likes these guys.
points at somebody else's ciphers.
That's the second
and gestures at like ciphers that people have.
I don't think you want these. Won't be any won't be useful to you.
Like, they're not trading, they're just taking.
That's
We don't
okay
know
with
that
me, I
yet.
guess.
Have we gotten anything?
No. No.
So,
Yeah.
Also, you notice the parts on this one that you
Yeah.
gave to the pools.
I would
Oh.
definitely walk up and see if you can take one of theirs. See if they'll give us one of their stupid little things.
I don't want their things. I want their information.
At least they'll know that we're not just giving them toys.
These things may not know anything, Kele.
That seems really unlikely.
You could definitely tell that they like are trained at least
Yeah.
in understanding Numenera, right? The way that they handled them, they knew what they were messing with.
And
they weren't just like, oh, these are
clearly
toys.
know their way around.
The oil serves their bidding.
Maybe I, oh gosh. I don't know what to do in this case.
Perhaps we just carry on in our investigation. We have avoided a confrontation with them.
See if they follow us.
Yeah, maybe they'll help us if we get into trouble.
I doubt that. They will probably wait for our corpses to be devoured and then take all of our things.
Well, I mean, it's not like we would need them anymore.
Very true. Very true.
I say we keep searching. The sooner that we're out of here, the better.
Indeed.
Okay.
Alright, you guys press on.
Sorry about your ciphers, Kele.
Whatever. They're just ciphers. We'll find new ones.
Alright, you guys are in this kind of area. And they all just like watch you leave. Don't say or do anything.
Alright, so does this
Self-disruptor?
split off into multiple
Mm-hmm.
situations? Are all of those visible to us, or
Yes.
would some? Okay,
Stay to the left.
yeah, agreed. So we'll go what we know to be north.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. This room is filled with
Mind flayer.
colorless, translucent bubbles that are like
Ooh.
floating around.
They're not connected by anything. They're just kind of like hovering.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you all guys all get the premonition of like yourselves rolling on the ground burning.
Oh.
This is the stupidest Calpus ever.
You are in a ripe mood today.
Kelly's like ready to leave this room. Okay, we get it. If we touch the bubbles, we're gonna writhe in pain on the ground. We get it.
We don't know that.
Kelu. Give me a.
Understand Numenera.
I know. Why aren't you guys that? I
I
know.
mean-
Inability in it.
Yeah, somebody who's not hindered in it could roll it.
I think this will. This is just a straight intellect roll for you.
What am I?
And I'll say you
what
have
am I wondering about here? Am I looking at?
You're
these
looking
bubbles?
at these bubbles, yeah.
They seem to be bubbles.
Yeah, they do seem to be bubbles. No, they look like an iotum of some kind that has been weirdly like inflated.
Huh. That's strange.
Like that they've been filled with like some kind of buoyant gas that has made them.
I am going to hastily, effortlessly, and angrily also look at them. 18.
There's Hannah in the chat.
Hannah!
What's up?
Nothing good ever comes from Numenera bubbles. That's actually quite true. Maybe. Yeah, each bubble is a unit of mimetic gel that has been weirdly inflated. But with an 18, you can tell that the gas. Okay, so you notice one of them on the ground. That is in a closer. This is how you like realize. Oh, this is mimetic gel. There's one on the ground that is like in the process of being inflated. Right. There's like a crack in the calpus, and there's like fumes that are like going up and like making this thing expand and blow up. Right. And as you approach it, you smell it, and it is like the equivalent of like the ninth world equivalent of like sulfur. Mm-hmm. So you're like, this is like a volatile.
So farts. It smells like farts.
It smells like farts. Yeah. It's a
Even
volatile
in the ninth
gas.
world, we all know.
It's like,
and they're still funny.
It's like that scene in the labyrinth when they're in the like whatever
Yes.
the
In the bond of
stink-
eternal stench.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
well, I like pull my blowgun off my back and I like unload one of the little like darts and I walk up to one and I'm like,
Oh man. I back up.
Yeah, give me a speed defense.
Does it pop all over you?
What are you doing?
Nice.
Nice.
wow!
How are you guys still alive?
Yeah, we get paid to do this all the time. I don't really know either.
What did you get?
I got a 15.
A 15.
I look at Shent and I say, well, they say failure is the greatest teacher.
That succeeds. You pop it, and it like explodes like a detonation cipher, right? It's like, and you like leap back and feel kind of like the scorching heat of it on your face. But everybody else standing in the room, you guys see like this blast of like heat and flame from this volatile chemical scorch the other ones, and then they all start to like quiver and shiver as their like outside layer has been scorched. And I want you guys all to make speed defenses.
You gotta be kidding
as
me.
this like chain reaction starts happening through the room.
15.
Or
High five, twin roll.
an effort.
Wait, do I need to roll again?
Yeah.
As I'm scrambling to get off my feet?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'll use effort too.
I will use effort as well. So I'm like on the ground. Shit, watch out!
Asshole.
I got an 11 ease twice.
I got a 14 eased.
An 11 ease twice gets it.
So a 5, yeah.
Daniel,
14
yours
is
was
a
eased
4.
not at all, right?
14 eased. Yeah, I used effort.
Oh, ease once. Okay, you succeed. And Randy, you...
I did not. I got a 2.
Alright, you're going to take
once.
8 damage.
I'm
Ouch.
dead eyeing you with some serious anger. My character is Shent is like,
Why didn't you move?
Oh.
I got blasted by a bunch of them.
You were too busy talking.
Oh, yeah, that could be
Right.
a cartoony eraser noise. Sorry about that.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's no good.
What was it?
Shent literally gets up and grabs your character by the front of the shirt and says, "You better watch your shit." Like pushes it.
Okay.
Hey!
Stretching, he's like, oh! He's all burned as his like.
Kele's gonna get in your
As
face!
his nanobiots are trying to like reconnect themselves because his spandex is all burned back. Oh, that's right. I had 2 armor, so I can take.
Well, it wouldn't protect against this because it's
Oh man.
yeah.
Really?
It's okay, Kele. It was my fault.
You blew that shit up the whole room. What do you think was gonna happen?
Everyone else was able to get out of the way.
Right.
Here,
By
let me
slipping on some of that silver brain shit, huh?
let me look at it. And I go over to try to make a heal roll for you. Are you sure?
Slaps your hand off. Get away from
Okay.
me. Backs off.
And all of these balloons like all blew up.
So
Right.
now the room
there's
is
just
empty,
like
right?
there it is,
What
except for this one that is like
happens
being
that's
filled.
forming?
Yeah.
What happens to the... I assume that the mimetic gel is destroyed in the
Mhm.
explosion.
Yeah.
That's really sad. I've never seen a natural occurring medic gel before.
Can I scavenge the room for any that haven't been
Sure.
reacted with yet?
Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be a step hindered. Or 2, I'll say 2 steps hindered.
That's a 13.
And you're specialized, right?
So it just cancels out, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 10 units of
Boom!
my medic gel you managed to scavenge.
Damn! That's so much. That's one step closer to my next device. Really, I needed 10 and I
sees
had
your
1.
glee and he walks by and like tries to kick some of that shit up onto your boot.
Back off, Shunt. I'm serious.
I know you're new to this scavenging stuff, but you just gotta trust us.
You think I'm new to this game? How old are you? You have no
We're-
idea how old I am, do you?
We decided last time that we're probably like, we're young. We're probably like 17 or 18.
You know
Like,
how many creatures I've killed in my time?
We're not talking about killing creatures. We're talking about scavenging
You're not
the
talking
most
about killing creatures.
precious
I'm
components of this world that
talking
account
about
for...
killing creatures.
No more fighting, okay?
No. We gotta settle this.
Oh gosh, now you started it. He's blaming you for it, for getting Kele riled up.
Yeah.
The next time you
Please,
want to pop something that clearly has something that's going to hurt you, you better check with the rest of the group.
Okay, alright. Sorry.
You're handing away weapons? God damn it. I'm not gonna leave. I'm just giving you guys a hard time because this is crazy.
Yeah, it is. You have to fight crazy with crazy sometimes. This place doesn't make sense. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and downright weird.
Shout out Numenera.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Numenera. Hashtag no failed world.
Shit's like, well, I can only protect you for so much. I can't protect stupid.
Why don't you focus on protecting yourself?
Believe me, I'm working on it.
Are you sure I can't heal you? It won't take me but a minute.
Fine.
So I get out my, what do we say, are like little, they're like little slugs.
Oh yeah.
In the first aid kit, and I'm like,
Just put it on there already.
Gross.
I don't think I have to roll. I'm specialized and I have a first aid kit.
So, the difficulty is the number of points that you're trying to heal.
He only needs 6, and got it. He's 3. So I can do up to 9.
I have 8. I didn't.
Oh, I thought you had armor.
Well, it didn't.
Oh,
count for
yeah.
this
So
for
it's
damage.
so it's an 8. But-
difficulty, and if you're specialized, that'll reduce it to a 6, and if
And
you're
I have a first aid kit.
yeah, so that'll reduce it to a 5.
Well,
So it's still 15 on the
it's-
die, right?
Are you saying it's how many he's trying to heal?
Yeah, so
So
you
you
could
could
choose
do a-
to
choose to
instead
do
do
a 4
less.
or
If you
6
do
or
3, you
whatever.
don't have to roll at all, right? If you're trying to heal
Oh.
3 points, and you have 3 shifts.
Oh, for each
using it.
one I'm healing, it's
Mhm.
yeah, I'll try for 5. So so I'm looking for a 6 on the die.
Mhm.
Is that correct?
Nice.
Cool.
How many did you use? Or did you take away?
I did 5.
Okay.
Let that slug just rest in your ear a bit. You'll feel better later. Shin's being terrorized right now. Poor guy.
Even worse, insult to injury. He's the only one that didn't get away with getting
Yes.
hurt. And he's the
Yes.
claim.
Who moves like a cat?
Yes. That's really what Scott is.
It is. That's
Right,
it
fist off.
is. It's like, come on.
Man, maybe you jumped away like even faster
No,
when you
it's-
got one of them clung to you.
That's
right?
what. That's just it. Like that in my head, my character had there was one behind him that nobody else saw because of
Yeah.
this, and
Mhm.
it got splattered on his back.
You just got pissed about it. God damn it.
All right, you guys.
Awesome.
You emerge back in this room, and you hear nearby kind of an intense like and like a groaning sound, and you recognize it as the sound of Radius's voice.
Oh.
In sync with the like.
Oh man, can I stealth up and look around?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had the same instinct to like drop into snake mode and try to go in that direction.
Cool. Yeah, give me some rolls.
That's a 10 on stealth.
I had a 15 plus I eased it by 1.
Okay.
Oh, I am trained. That's true.
In my stealth, I was because my like armor right is like nano speedo.
Yes.
He like found a way to trigger the like nanos to try and be kind of like a chameleon-ish, right?
Ooh.
That's like the
Mm.
fluff. Not only did he train his stepping too, but it's like he's like, oh, I fine-tuned some of my nanos to like absorb some of the surrounding colors.
Awesome.
He's not. I mean, it's just fluff. There's not
Yeah.
actually like invisible or anything.
You are not seen. You've like crept around the corner and have a good vantage, and you see into this room at 12 here. Radius is attached to a weird machine with thick cords holding his limbs tight, and fibers are extending from the machine into his head and pulsing with the light. He seems like unresponsive, but like as the pulsing happens, he's like ah. And a woman in red robes is tending to this machine. However, Kele
Oh, I was gonna say she was
did
52,
not
right?
succeed.
It's not succeeded.
So you're like creeping past in order to get a better
It's
view.
because I didn't let go of you and attract you with me.
And this figure
I'm
turns
like
and
trying
looks.
to grab Forfax's hand as we're looking for him. He's right.
Unlikely.
She is she's wearing red robes. I got a picture here. You guys can wait.
Can
Okay,
we
you
make
guys- you
this
can
like
pass.
a
Don't
cliff-
read anything though.
a bit of a cliffhanger
Yeah.
and take a break?
Yes.
Cool.
Man. And this figure is wearing red robes and bears the mark of
Oof.
the gear tattooed on her face.
Her shoes.
Yeah, boy.
And she turns. She's like working on this machine, right? That Radius is attached to. And at the sound of you guys approaching, turns and looks, and you see like Kele. She turns and looks at you, and then her eye fixates on your tattoo, and she says, "Ah, a builder has arrived. Are you curious to see what progress I've made on an angel?"
Oh, y'all, I can't wait Let's take a mental break because you know it's about to happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you are face to face
builder.
with the prophet of the machine god.
Ah! Cool.
And with that,
Face to gear face.
face to gear face. With that, we'll take a 15-minute break.
Another motherboard.
And when we return, we'll see what is the deal with that, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Catch y'all on the flip.
super
Welcome back.
ship.
Hey, we are standing in the midst of the Calpis, a weird organic biological pod dungeon that we've been crawling through.
Not a brain.
Not a brain.
Pod dungeon.
It is definitely not a mind flayer, and we have just discovered the Radius, the person that we're seeking, an automaton that has been kind of part of the group and part of the settlement, and close to Relay, player character. They have this like kind of bond that they're trying to find their siblings or whatnot, and have just found him strapped to this kind of weird machine where it seems like he's being tortured in some way. He's being like electrified and is groaning in pain, and this is being done by this figure, a prophet of the machine god, who has this gear-shaped tattoo on her face and has just spotted Kele.
And said, a builder has arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And then something about, do you want to see the work that I've done on an angel? Is that
Yeah,
okay.
on this fallen angel here.
Dropping the pretense of stealth, Kele will just stand straight, because everyone knows in order to stealth you have to crouch down. It's just like the moonwalk, lower your center of
Yeah.
gravity. And we'll walk up to her and say,
Am I still
Yes.
holding your hand though?
I'll let you go. Of course I want to see him. And then I want to make a speed attack to memory collect on this sucker.
Dang! All right, you making the move.
Okay, I'm gonna
Making the move
apply
right away.
all the effort in the world.
I haven't moved. I'm
Yeah,
still...
you're basically like you'll be able to move and attack without
Yeah.
any kind of trickery. Everybody else is a bit a ways. You're like right around the corner, basically.
Yeah, I can see what's happening, but I'm holding my stealthiness.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, this is gonna get serious if you miss.
Oh, shit's gonna backfire.
You've been
That
rolling
was
so
a
hot
15
tonight.
with effort.
With effort.
But that's all I got.
All right, you reach out with the memory collector. You were like hiding it behind your back, and like reach out and touch her with the claw, and a flash of the brilliant tattoo like seems to react with the glove, and it fails to function.
What?
Make me a speed defense.
8.
8. You reach out and are grabbing her, and with her hand she goes low, and a arc of like purple electricity streaks out from her hand and shivers through you, and you take 8 points of damage.
Ooh.
Ouch. You scream out in pain, and she says, "Who even are you? You have the mark of a builder." I'm going to use a GM intrusion as well, just because. And on auto follow, Relay has
Become dislodged.
has become dislodged from auto follow.
From the
and
crate.
is weirdly
it was
auto
stuck
following you, or just like is stuck in a way, like in the room that
Got stuck
She
behind an
sees-
imaginary wall.
she sees him, and like her eyes widen over your shoulder, and she says, "Well, you're not all a waste then. You've brought me one of the keys." And roll me initiatives.
Oh man.
Since you
Awesome.
threw the first punch.
That's right.
She hasn't said her name in the narrative, but her name is Moragera.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to
Moragera.
continually say the prophet.
Moragera.
Okay, what do people get?
11.
11.
A 1? A
7.
nat 1? Ooh.
But I am tranced.
7.
You're gonna be trained in GM intrusions.
I am also trained in that.
And also, you said that there was an intrusion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the intrusion was that she saw, and you can, if you wish
get
to
an XP
refuse
and-
an intrusion, you can pay an XP to have it not happen. But otherwise, you get an XP and you give one to someone else. Josh, what did you get?
No, not me.
11.
How come no? Out of game, I wanted to give you an XP for coming and like we couldn't be here without Randy because he jumped off the car. So I was like, you deserve a real life XP for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to like the reasoning
was
behind
putting
giving
the-
it away.
Oh,
Can be
I
whatever
know.
you want. Yeah,
Even if it's outside of the game.
just
even if
pushing it
it's
in my
even if it's
I
totally
think
meta.
that's beautiful.
Wait, what?
Daniel, what'd you get?
Take it.
Yeah, take
You
the
guys are giving me
XP.
an XP?
Not me.
Well, I am still stealthed.
Really?
So my character is ready
Oh, you
to
got 4.
spring.
I got an 11.
11. You guys all go.
You're
after.
stealthing, but you get an XP, and it's like, bing! This gold light lights up above your head.
And you
He's
get
like,
to reveal.
oh, I see you now.
Yeah. Everyone sees you.
That's
Shit
such a
gets
video
even
game
madder.
shit, like
He
that.
just throws this thing down and walks out.
Oh god, I hate fights. My character can't do shit.
Just wad up a piece of paper and throw it at her.
I like to think that the printer does print whenever I get scared.
She
Wet eggshells, sounds like.
as you're like smoking and stumbling, she pulls out a cipher from her belt. This, or actually, it's in her hand in this
Nice.
image, and it's floating in the air before her, and she like lets it go, and it like floats into the room towards Radius or towards Relay, and it is a detonation cipher. So everybody in this room, I think, except for Randy, you're far enough away narratively. Is this you, Randy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing.
And
I
this
feel
is
like
Chance.
Forfax was probably the furthest one. away.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a little confused about
Positioning.
Yeah,
positioning.
you didn't.
He was like
come
out
with.
here, and she's attacking him out there. So it's getting the people who are further away. She doesn't realize that she's attacking you guys. She's going after Radius. Relay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh, because I'm closer in, I'm actually not affected.
Mm-hmm.
I will use some effort. Because I love to use some effort. 14 eased. How about ya?
Damn it, man.
You always use
So
it when you need it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the thing
You
that
don't
can be really unsatisfying about this game is that when you roll well and you use effort, then you feel like you wasted.
Mm.
Well, it still could have been a pretty complex task. It's a detonation inside of a living organic thing.
Yeah, this is like an electrical detonation, right? So this like purple storm of electricity arcs out, and Relay is and drops to the ground because narratively, I can
Did we
do that
evade?
because he's not here. You did not succeed.
14 eased?
Mm-hmm. Or wait, oh, I'm sorry, eased. Yeah, that succeeds.
I was like, oh my god, I couldn't roll much better.
I think it still does. What did we say? 2 damage on an area effect that misses. I feel like it still does like 2 damage.
Does armor play into this?
No.
Okay.
So you guys take 2.
Ouch.
And then everybody can go.
Can
And
we
I will,
get
and I'll
a-
say it's a GM intrusion that it actually takes down Relay because it is cheating a little bit on my part. So I'll say, Daniel, you can get the XP and.
My character's stealthed, so I feel like he sees these things, and he just immediately like leaps out from his hidden position and attempts to like use his quarterstaff to like
Cool. I'm gonna say your attack is eased because she's not aware of you.
Cool. I'm gonna use impressive display. So it's gonna cost me 2.
I feel like that's not an attack. It's like a threatening thing, right? Okay.
It's any action that the thing uses. Wait, I think it's actually a social thing.
Yeah.
It's not a. Sorry, so it's social. It's not a. Sorry, it's a social thing. It's not a attack thing.
You pay to basically impress or something.
And then it's conversation interaction would be eased, but this is different. I'm actually just gonna hit her.
In the face.
So yeah, I'm gonna attack. I don't think I need to do anything, but I think I'm gonna ease my attack by 1. So I am gonna cost 2. Then
Ooh, I have a battle.
and yeah, that's it. I'm spending a 1 to ease this attack.
Okay.
Just to make it a little bit easier. Yes. 16
That hits.
eased 1. Yeah. I mean, that's a 7. Pretty hefty
Okay.
little hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Okay. So you leap out from cover, and she was like focusing intently on this detonation cipher that's like moving through the air and exploding as you arrive, and strike, and as you're using your glaive or your staff.
The staff, quarterstaff.
As it's like flying towards her, you're seeing like these like kind of weird ripples around her. Like she has an esotery that's granting her armor. Right, so it's like this kind of weird, like impact, like resistant, like spongy kind of thing. But you punch through it and strike her, and she still takes a good amount of damage.
Nice.
But yeah, she does have armor 3 from that, so she takes 4 damage. Oh my god.
And how big is this space that we're in? Like, how tall is this room?
It's this whole place has pretty tall ceilings. I think at like 15 or so feet. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanted to get a better idea of the whole scene, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So there's kind of at the back of this room, there is this like machine that Radius is strapped to and is being like shocked. Right. I don't even have a miniature for her. I thought I did. I forgot I had miniatures. This is just a weird wizard person, but
What's the like taboo? Right? So cast a large person
Kind of
inside
looks
of
like
a
a mind
dungeon.
flayer.
yeah, I chose it because it looked like a mind flayer. Hashtag not a mind flayer.
She can't suck your brains out, but she does have Numenera for that.
She's clearly motivated to get Radius because she just like sent this cipher out and shocked him. And so Shent has just like popped into this room and has struck her.
I'm the one with goggles.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
And this is
I was
you.
probably
That's
slightly
Daniel.
back
Yeah.
because she had left me to go up. That's why I got hit by that shit. Okay, so what do I know about esoteries?
They're like what Relay uses to zap people.
Are they
they're
machines
like
or
spells.
are they Numenera?
They are like Numenera powered, yeah.
Okay.
In a way, they're like, you know how you guys have like anecdotes and
They're spells,
yeah,
basically.
they're like they're class.
They're the
abilities.
class ability for the nano.
Gotcha. So,
But they are like nanite and like whatnot. They're powered from Numenera, yeah.
but she's standing in front of this machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't care about that because I can do it from a distance. So I like fumble through my bag, like digging down, and I pull out this thing that looks like one of those RC car things that has like the wheel on the side here, and I'm like, it's got a long boingy antenna on it.
Yeah.
and I'm like boing, and I'm like typing on this like buttons made of like screw heads and like stupid shit.
Yes.
Clearly, I've just built this in like a couple hours or something, and I'm like, and I'm like then all of a sudden the machine behind her starts to like scramble a bit. I have
Cool.
a scramble machine, which I get to choose. Machine cannot function for 1 round, or a specific action is hindered for 1 minute. So I'm gonna say that it cannot continue its action to drain or do whatever
Yeah.
it's doing to relay
Cool.
for 1 minute.
Okay.
So it can like start to smoke or something. I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever
totally.
you
And
wanna-
like sparks fly out of it, and it just is like short circuiting.
Awesome.
and then I'll
Yeah. And he just like slumps in place.
and if I don't know where I am comparatively to relay, but I just basically want to relay.
Relay.
But I want to stand if I can take a 5-foot step near him or like something just to be like
Protective.
try to- yeah,
Yeah.
kind
Okay.
of stance.
Cool. Yeah, he's like slumped on the ground. So
Cool.
perfect. Who has not gone yet?
We
Both
both
of
have
us.
not gone.
I was actually going to do something to the machine as well, so I feel like I can just go. You kind of took care of what I was going to do. I want to get him unhooked.
Okay.
And if there's any special, that's particularly difficult for some reason. right now.
It will require a roll.
Josh, can I see your core? A little bit beside you.
It's gonna be understanding Numenera
Alright,
Wait, does this not
Then-
have
in
the
order to
right-
safely extricate him.
I'm actually going to use an ability
This one
then
doesn't have the
Okay.
to see if I can counteract that factor
Wrong
and
book.
hindered impact.
Wrong
Which
book
is
for the
that
ride.
survivor's intuition, where
Is it
once
discovery
per
or is it
10-hour
destiny?
recovery, I come up with a random piece of information pertinent to the current
It is the wrong.
situation. When I wish. It has to be an objective fact that I could have read or seen in the past. I'm going to say that
I forgot about this thing you
instead of
can do.
unhooking him, I know where the off switch is. Because our settlement used something similar to this as a power generator.
Yeah, in the past. Okay.
Yes, this weird piece of outdated tech that has been fit to do torture and
Cool. Yeah.
has the off switch is in the same place.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna
I'm about that.
whip it. All right,
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a
that be intellect probably.
intellect
Okay.
roll. Yeah.
And then would that just the use of that would ease the task, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. I will also expend effort just in case.
Okay. Yep. You succeed.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you run up and fumble with the different mechanisms and whatnot, and find the switch, and flip it. And the
You
spark
turned
stop.
it off?
Spark stop flying, and it is off.
But we also know how to turn it back on.
Perfect. All right, Josh.
How much extra damage is done if you use effort to apply damage? Is it 3?
3.
So the same as... Okay. Because I won't be able to deal damage to her otherwise.
Yeah, with the light weapon.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Alright, so I'm moving up and attacking her as well. So and you have to declare before you attack that you're applying the effort to damage,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I am using effort. Forfax is swinging for the fences as he steps up. But because it's a light weapon, I do have an asset. So, damn it! All right, well I miss. And that's it. Actually, I don't even know if I could have done that. I don't know if I could have if I moved further than 10 feet there.
Yeah, I think you would. You did move more than 10 feet.
Yeah,
but,
so I probably wouldn't have been able to attack.
but that's okay. You missed anyway. So okay. Surprised at all of you guys just kind of emerging from the woodworks, right? She's like, the machine god is an inevitable tide. You cannot stop him. And raises her hands, and lightning is like arcing from her hands and can strike multiple targets. So give me how many people? 3. So the 3. Everybody but Daniel. Everybody but Kele. Give me speed defense against this lightning arcing out from their hands.
I'm gonna spend an edge.
13.
Or an effort, I mean.
Did you spend any effort?
Mm-mm.
Alright, you take 5 damage. Or 8 damage, I mean.
Oh my gosh. I eased it by
Still
1.
don't succeed.
Okay.
I was,
Yeah,
eased, I was eased twice and I
Emperor
failed, I
Palpatine.
think.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I failed.
Purple
Does
electricity.
armor help against this one?
Mm-hmm.
What does armor help against?
Like physical
Physical
weapons.
damage.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry.
The metal's actually attracting me.
I'm not wearing metal.
The nail bomb.
Then all at once.
Well, you guys all take 8 damage.
Wow.
8 damage. Yikes. Don't forget, you probably got your action to rest, and since you've been with me, you get +1 to your recovery roll.
Good. Shout out.
Oh, did you do that before you got here, though?
Do what? Recovery rolls?
Yeah.
Well, 1 action recovery rolls is what
That's
I meant.
true. You can use it as your turn, yeah. Alright, well, you guys are all up. In whatever order you wish.
I yell out, she's got a barrier. To attack, you better hit with major force. Unless you can disrupt her barrier.
Well, all that I can really do is the same thing again, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I use effort. I'm applying it to damage. God damn, man. Alright.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's the way of the dice.
Can someone else spend an XP to allow someone else to reroll?
I am going to.
If you want to,
I do want to.
but it is going to be a hard roll.
But I don't want a GM intrusion. I want a
Oh,
crit
you rolled a
fail.
4, right? Or did you roll 1?
I rolled
No,
Oh,
I
you rolled a
rolled
1.
1.
Okay.
I would spend an XP for you to reroll. I would spend one of mine.
If you want to.
Yeah, I want to.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thus
I mean,
it was
I could,
written.
I could just spend the XP. I mean, I'm not going to, but I mean, it's on me, so.
Well, I'm the one who doesn't want the 1 in the air, so
Okay.
I'm happy
Well,
to
fair
spend
enough.
it.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Or I'm like, we can just be like, I throw something to distract.
So reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's not a 1.
Not a 1.
That's all I
Alright.
cared about.
I see that. I see him go up and take a swipe, and I step up and take a swipe too.
And this is like entirely like this weird esoteric like buffering armor that your like weapon is like slowing down and
so
having a hard time cutting through.
I ease it by 1.
That hits.
16, yes. So it's 7 damage.
Dang. She screams as
This time I try and take a straight jab. Yikes.
and it slows down, but then reaches, and you manage to like plunge it. And she screams. It's like, you fools!
How does it take a round, or is it an action to do? Is it to use for recovery, that one
Yeah.
action? So it's a whole turn in a sense.
Yeah, you can do like move 10 feet and do an action in your turn. So
So
it would be
could
your,
I
it would be your
attack?
turn.
And
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you can't move and heal.
You can move and heal.
You
Like you can
can't
move 10
attack and
feet
heal.
and heal, but you can't also do anything else. Yeah.
Yeah,
can
but
also
you
attack.
can't. But you can't. So
Attacking is an action.
yeah, and you get
Doing
one,
this is an action.
Yeah. So you only
Moving
get
10
one,
feet is not an action. Moving
Okay.
further than 10 feet
There
is
we
an
go.
action.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's where I was getting confused.
Mm-hmm. It's the like 10-foot movement thing in this game which can be limiting, where you're like, if I'm
Yeah.
moving more than 10 feet, I can't attack.
Yeah. No, the first thing you guys used to describe part of an action was the one thing that's not an action.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Versus
Yeah,
comparing
sorry.
this to an actual
Mhm.
action. Yeah, that's cool.
Who else is going?
Numenera is also an action, or is that a free action?
I assume using Numenera is an action.
Usually it
Mm-hmm.
is an
It
action.
is, yeah.
I will do something.
All right. Kele is going to use a distraction. So I can't think of a good narrative piece to basically want to. This is very outside of Kilu's nature. Like, threaten to harm Relay to distract this character, basically, to be like, I'm gonna like end it in a way that will not make it useful to you any longer. Okay.
So when I use my turn to distract the foe, the difficulty of that foe's attacks is modified by 1 step to its detriment for 1 round.
Yeah, so you're like, I know where.
I'm like pointing my little like thing at it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I'll destroy its memory or something like that. Yeah.
I'll wreck its hard drive. It's something stupid,
Yeah,
you know.
She's like, you would not dare.
Yes, I would.
And
Just super not convincing, but
clearly her like attention is split.
I don't think I need to do anything else other than just.
I think you still
announce
need
that.
to succeed.
Okay.
Yeah, you roll against them.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't figure that out. It didn't specify under the distraction.
Yeah, that is how I've.
What sort of task is it?
That is under cooperative action, so does it just go into somebody else's role? Yeah.
It's under the cooperative actions, but I thought that was
Okay.
because it was. So the whole thing says when a character uses his turn to distract a foe, the difficulty of the foe's attacks is modified by 1 step to its detriment for 1 round. Multiple characters distracting a foe has no greater effect than a single character doing so. A foe is either distracted or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you have
It's
to
just a
roll.
roll?
Yeah.
Okay, and what sort of roll am I making?
It would be, I think, in this situation, an intellect.
Okay, and I'll use an effort.
Yeah, unless you find something that says otherwise, I just assume that you have to roll.
That makes sense.
That's how I've.
Cool. So
How I've
12
done it.
eased.
Okay.
Got up above that.
I think that hits. Yeah, it does.
Sweet. So yeah, that's my action. I'm pointing this dangly thing at Relay's head, and I'm like, I'll do it.
Yeah, and
Nice.
her attacks are hindered, right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I yell out, "Do
For
it!"
1 round.
For 1 round. Has everybody gone this
No.
second round? Okay.
Um,
It's really hard to keep track of people
Yeah.
in the like weird out of order
Yeah.
fashion as opposed to the normal initiative.
I want to
We need
try,
our
while the
character
machine
sheets
is
if we-
powered off, see if I can dismantle a piece that could provide an electric shock. Basically, I want to get like a cable loose that I could ostensibly then take somewhere across the room.
Okay.
The power cord. It's plugged into the wall.
But it's off.
No, it is off right now.
But you're gonna flip it on and strike her with it? Okay. I'm cool with that. That's epic. Give me a,
I feel like in a way I'm salvaging the machine.
I'll buy that, sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
dismantling it.
I'll buy that. I'll let it ease the...
That's a good way to play it.
But that doesn't help me.
Special.
I'm gonna spend an XP to reroll it.
Okay.
Ooh.
hate the Calpus.
Expansive.
Damn you, Calpus.
What is that?
Oh, it's inside
Hiding.
the deck.
Lift it straight up.
14.
Oh.
That succeeds.
Well done.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is. What do you guys think? It's a medium weapon.
What is
The
it that you're
equivalent of
doing?
this is like a electrifying cable.
Shock? Yeah, it would have to be pretty big. It would have to be like something that would power a machine like this. Yeah, it wouldn't be like sticking your finger in a plug.
Be like a
It'd be
220.
hard hitting.
220.
Yeah, I think medium seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with medium. So, but it will bypass her armor, right? Because it's
yeah.
electrical.
That's the hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I imagine is they basically
That's
like
a clap and a half.
broke into the machine to get loose a piece that was internally like coiled around and hooked up to
Yeah.
relay.
And then you
Just-
power it back on as you're like whipping this
Yeah.
like cable through the air, and it does the
That's
Epic.
slowdown thing as it's like going through her layers of armor, but then it like lands on her and she's shocked by it and screams.
That's epic. I love the idea of you switching that on mid-flight and it just.
Yeah. She's like, "You traitor! You are-" and also is like noticing your tattoo, right? And is like, "You are meant to serve the machine god, not fight a prophet of him."
Kele is actually interested at this point. This may be what he's looking for.
Meaning in life. Who has, have you guys all gone?
Yeah.
Josh, you have not, right? Or the second round you have?
Yeah, I guess I did go, but I probably would attack her, but then I do have 10 foot, right? I would step back.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Did she go? Her again?
No,
She's-
she's
no.
just gone her one time.
Yeah, so I think that was the end of our
Yeah.
second round. So
Okay.
we'll be back to her.
Cool. How do you guys look? Do you look like...
I'm debilitated.
I'm
Or what's is that's the
Oh,
first?
shit.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah, the first step.
Oh man, you're cool. Yeah.
But don't
I
forget,
think it's
I
impaired.
think it's
impaired
first,
and then
first, yeah.
debilitated.
Well, they don't make that obvious at all.
They don't.
I'm
Give
not-
me an arrow or something.
I'm not positive, but that basically means
Whatever
Yeah.
the case, I'm
you
impaired.
can't use minor or major effects.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
get impaired by having one of your pools zeroed.
Yeah, this
An
one's
effort
full.
costs 1 extra point. And rolls of 17 plus only deal +1 damage.
I am not completed yet.
well, don't forget she's hindered this round.
She is, yeah. I think in her moment of distraction, and has kind of. Do you guys seem like you pause in this statement of like her being no?
She already gave me enough of a flash of the ankle, but I'm in Kaylee's mind. By not allowing her memory to be collected, she refused to cooperate.
Yeah. It hasn't come up yet, but the memory collector was created.
I kind of
I should not
assumed that
reveal
it,
that, but yeah.
clearly was their tool that they were
Yeah,
using.
yeah. So it doesn't work on anybody with the tattoo.
Mm.
So it doesn't work on you guys either. Narratively,
I'm still distracting her, but yeah, at this point, I am like, whenever she says it, my brain starts clicking, and it's reminding me of all of the years of searching for
Kaylee is a
this higher
relentless
power
nerd.
that has like clearly given me all the ample opportunity and wits about me and magical tiers of Numenera building without even understanding it, apparently.
Is she taking? Did she take her turn?
no. She's attacking you guys again though with this
Oh, okay.
with this crazy lightning storm.
No, you're
So I
good.
may be like,
So give me speed defenses from
oh shit. Who's she attacking?
everybody but you.
Is that including my 10 feet back?
Yeah. It's up to
Don't forget
short
efforts.
distance.
I am
3 targets within short range.
15 eased by 1.
That succeeds, and it is going to be easier for people because it's already eased from being distracted. Yeah.
I rolled
So
a
she's
10,
like-
I assume that does not make.
Mm-mm.
Has not made.
Well, are you using effort?
No.
Okay. 8 damage.
I already marked it.
Is there? Do I take any partial for succeeding?
No. Because it's not like an area. She's making 3 attacks. Effectively. Because she's a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Prophet of the Machine God. Alright, and then you guys are up in whatever order.
Can you do anything? Like, if you
I'm
had
recovering this turn. I can't do anything.
I was gonna say if you had
Literally
okay,
can't
and
do
you
anything.
in action.
The only thing that I can do is attempt to expend effort to try to hit her hard enough to actually deal damage.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't have any might. At this point, I'm debilitated,
Yeah. All
and
right.
I don't have any speed to like try to dodge her attacks. And apparently, I can't move far enough away. So
Yeah, and my character seems to be the one that's hitting her, so I should probably focus on that. I don't have any. I have something I can drop off on you, which I wasn't sure if it's gonna help because it takes an action to use either or. So
Well, I can. Oh, you go ahead and go.
yeah, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go up and try to attack her.
Okay.
That seems to be my best option. Or is it? She's hindered by 1 right now.
No, that was her
Just
attacks.
her attacks.
Oh, okay. I feel like if she hits me, I'm gonna be in trouble. Like, I should probably use this to action to like get some recovery.
Well, you get a +2 to your recovery.
Well, I can fucking Hulk out, right?
Remember that using a cipher is an action, though.
I know, but yeah, I think this is probably a good choice though, because it'll at least it could. Oh, man,
it'll give you more health, right? You
yeah,
can, you
it does.
Can, like,
It helps me like.
Can I see that
Cool.
book real quick?
Yeah.
Randy?
So, huh?
Can I see that book?
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do that. You guys see, Shent like stand up and take a like 10-foot step, like take a couple steps back, and he like glances around really quick, and he like grabs this like piece of thing on his back, and you can see he's got like one of those like little. He has like a little disc like it's been attached to his back, and he like pops this little latch off of it, and he just like rides in like this like weird it's like almost like a shock, and he just like and he just starts growing. It's like, and he gets it says 50% larger.
Oh my god,
Jeez.
50% larger.
So what? Like if he's 6 foot, he'd be
9
foot, right? So he just gets bigger. He's like,
Damn.
Oh.
So my might pool goes up by 12, and my damage is an extra
Nice.
2.
Nice.
So that's my action.
Alright.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I will sprint over to Forfax, looking rough, and I pull out my slugs, and I start slapping them onto his face. I'm going to say, what sort of task is this? Healing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't use effort on it, can
Yep.
I?
Yeah,
what
you
would
can.
it, what pool would that come from?
Intellect.
Intellect?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll use effort, and then I'll roll. So I'm basically getting 6. So I'm getting.
5,
I'm shooting
right?
for a 6.
Because you're special. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're specialized. You've got the healing kit.
Yeah.
And you're using effort.
Yep.
What am I missing? think that's everything.
That's it. Plus,
Okay.
and then I'm shooting for 3d6.
Okay, got it. Nice, cool. So Forfax, you get 6 hit points back
Alright, great.
as the slugs are applied to your open wounds of your scorched flesh.
Thank you.
No problem.
Kele,
Also looking rough, but
or well, either
yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
Josh has gone
should
either.
you
So
take your,
Yeah, I'll
you
go
got
ahead
something in
and
mind.
do it. Well, yeah, I have something in mind. I'm going to apply my magnetic master to my short sword, and like so I can be basically fighting together and giving like a bonus, right? Like a +1 or something like that if you're giving up your action.
yeah, you're a cooperative like.
Yeah, so I'm setting up to do that because he's not attacking this turn.
Okay.
So I'm basically attacking the magnetic master to my short sword and sending it into the room to be like next to Shin, so that when Shin makes his attack, he'll have an asset.
Awesome.
Of like fighting sword.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna continue to move back another 10.
You're on
Sword
Power
attack.
Ranger
Okay.
right
Yeah,
now.
the
You're
sword.
suddenly like the sword comes out of nowhere and you're giant.
The sword attaches to my quarterstaff, and now it's.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's it for me.
All right.
My boots come off and
I'm
become
gonna keep
shoulder
that
guards
cable
for you.
in action, and I'm gonna walk along towards it closer to her, looking her dead in the eyes. I don't know who this machine god is. I don't know where these tattoos came from, but I do know that I am no one's servant.
Sweet. Give me a roll. You're attacking her with it.
Yeah. And I suck because I'm impaired. 6. I'm gonna spend another XP for fun. I'm out of control.
Yes.
I hate the Calpus
Yes.
so much.
Awesome. So you're saying that as you're moving towards her, and she's like, the machine
passionate.
god is the inheritor of all the prior worlds. When he wakes, all Numenera will be slaves to him. And you lash out with this thing and shock her.
Mm-hmm.
And we said it was
4.
4. She's like being shocked and like drops down to her knees and is like, "It is inevitable. He will find the keys."
And Relay is one of them.
Not if I find them first. I'm probably also crawling on my knees.
Yes.
It's like the most pathetic.
This battle's really devolved.
Yeah. It's basically it.
Yeah.
That's it for us.
That's it for you guys.
Electro slap you.
Mhm.
All right. She pulls out a cipher
Of course you do.
and injects something into her neck.
Oh my
Somebody roll a
God.
d6 for me.
Oh, come on!
This thing got in the way. I haven't been practicing rolling d6s. I've been rolling d20s.
All right, she is healed.
No! Well, I am the healer.
Yeah.
You know, it's only appropriate.
Yeah, you can tell she used a rejuvenator on herself.
Mm.
It was like a healing potion.
That was a
basically.
rejuvenator.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
No problem.
And back to you guys.
She snapped it to a Slim Jim.
Mm.
Yes.
My Shent like steps around the machine where where Relay's like connected. I'm not Relay. Radius is like connected, and he's like careful to move his like quarterstaff so he doesn't like scrape it on the top of the thing, and like brings it up and then grips it with his other hand and just does like a baseball swing right at her.
Give me a roll. Use an effort.
And I'm assisting you.
Oh, so you're easing it by 1?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm going to use an effort to ease it by 2. only use it by one myself. So
Are you applying that to the ease to the hit or to damage?
no, just to hit.
To hit. Okay.
I already get a +2, a +7,
he's
so
gonna
it'll be a
doing
9 if I
damage.
hit.
Well, you used by
I'm gonna-
2,
I can.
so it'll be a 9.
Yeah, but do I have to use an XP? Can I know before I use an XP to reroll, or do I need to use an XP before I?
Know whether you hit or not.
Yeah.
It didn't hit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But did I need to like? I can use an XP still, right? And reroll
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, it's worth it.
There are some XP flying around.
That's the
tonight.
first time I've ever used an XP for anything.
For a reroll.
It's high stakes though.
Yeah. And my character's like,
So
he's
proud
the
of you.
one, right? That's ready to baseball bat this bit.
Yes, that hits.
All right. Yeah, that's a 9.
9 damage.
Yeah.
Dang.
He like swings right through all that healing that she just got.
Yeah. I don't know who rolled that 6. Terrible roller.
Indeed, it's like shivering as your staff is going through all these layers of her armor, and then you just clubber across the head, and you see like her skull cave from the strike of your staff, and and it just like she weirdly slumps and like shivers as this armor like disconnects from her, and she like slowly is like moving through the layers and like dying as she's moving through these weird magic layers.
Question is it oil that comes out of her eyes, or is it blood?
It's blood.
That's good.
You've slain a prophet of the machine
Shen's-
god.
Shen's voice is oddly deep. That was easier than
As you guys are all like smoking.
Yeah, Kele probably passes out.
I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get out of here.
Yeah, you're really like this. Like it's a ceiling.
I know. I do this weird thing where I like cross my legs and slam down onto my ass, but I'm still as tall as you.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm
Doing
also
a 10-minute heal.
totally.
Well, that was just my action
I'm
heal,
gonna
but
do
I'll
my
probably do my
action
10 minute
too.
I'll do an
as
action
well.
heal. Don't forget, you're adding +2.
Yep.
Woohoo! I guess I should, even if I'm not.
And I'll do 10 minutes as well.
Ooh.
Why not? Why not?
Ooh. Cool.
Healing. Alright, so she had one cipher remaining that she had not used yet. So we can draw for that.
I have a 32 life.
From the thing.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
I know.
Somebody roll me evens or odds.
Evens.
Alright. It is a mental coupling. Allows one thinking creature to speak telepathetically with another creature that it touches. Although the connection lasts for only 1 minute, vast amounts of data can be exchanged if both creatures are willing.
I would love that. Personally.
Ooh, I
That's
wonder if
cool.
you could use that to
Kele and I
aid in
can
the
already
speed of
do
your-
And I just used my magnetic
have it.
master too.
If you
so.
could use that to aid in the speed of your training,
Mm.
it'd be an interesting.
Well, I just often find that I'm like the person that's supposed to be talking with the creatures, but we can't communicate with them.
There is also like a sealed container in this room that looks like a Borderlands treasure chest. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That
Does
will
it make that noise too?
yeah, as it opens. Well, you'll have to make a roll to open it because it is sealed.
Shen's like, I'm literally can't. Can I? How big are the doorways here? Are they like?
Yeah, you can
5
fit through them. Yeah.
Okay. I'm like.
Yeah, you have to duck. And the Oniskids, the bug creatures, are like kind of just weirdly watching you guys.
Oh,
Like,
gosh.
I'm like waving at them. See,
When we're
they're
not
friendly.
looking, they're tearing relay
Now that
apart.
you gave them all your ciphers.
Yeah, they're salvaging relay.
Yeah, I'm like shooing him away. No, not right now. Silly bugs.
So somebody,
Trying to open this thing.
yeah,
What is-
if you want
Is it
to.
a strength? Is that what you're at?
It's a Numenera thing, so it would be understanding
Yeah,
Numenera.
not me.
Well,
I mean, I can apply
You
a
know me.
hammer to it. There is a. I gave somebody my access key.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have the access token.
I was thinking about using it, but I like to inspect things first, just in case.
Yeah, I do have quick study, where if I take the time to study something for a round, I can get an
I mean,
asset on
I
it.
gave
as long
my
as it's
access
non-combat.
key to someone.
I think that's cool, and you can, if you want to, provide the asset.
But I'm
to
too
someone
busy
else.
like poking one of the
Okay,
bugs
yeah,
in the
I'll,
face.
I'll give the asset
It's
to
like-
Kele while he's investigating it.
Yeah, so you're like pointing out like the various different like things that seem like this seems like a scene here, and like this seems like a panel.
Yeah, I see that.
So you get an asset.
I don't really get Numenera, but
That was almost a 20.
It rode this tiny little wave and then came back.
It sure did. Yeah, that is how the dice rolls.
Mm.
So I got a 2.
Huh, get out of here, Woody.
Failure.
Yeah, it's not clear how to open it.
Blame that crease.
Can the machine be salvaged further?
The machine absolutely can be salvaged.
Weird.
And you were totally on target with the fact that it was a power generator of some kind that has been like kind of outfitted to be more of a torture device.
I lumber
you
over
know,
to that
it's just
chest.
survivor's intuition.
Well,
And I
Add
ask
it
you,
again.
and I'm like, do you want me to just pick it up?
We won't be able to get it back. How long are you gonna be a giant?
The symbol was weird, but I think it was trying to say 1 hour.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Go ahead. I can work on it once we get back to the station.
I'm looking for a specific iodum.
Well,
Okay.
I don't think I can actually get it.
And
So, I'll just sit here and wait.
I will use effort.
all right. For the first roll.
That's a 10.
It's still misty and
Specialized
confusing in here,
with
so
effort.
That's good.
even
Right.
if there's no more big bad, you're
So
still gonna wait it out.
success, looking for
One
a
of these is
specific
access
iodum, 1 or 2 rolls on the iodum result table plus parts. Specific. Requires another salvage roll.
Yeah, you'll need to
Okay.
do another one, and the level is the level of the iodum you're
Is
looking
the
for.
difficulty? Okay, so I'm looking for a level 4.
This is definitely the
Okay.
salvaging music.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, just don't roll.
Can I use effort
Well, yeah,
again?
if you use effort again, yeah, then you're
Okay.
looking
Yeah,
at
this
anything
is
but
like
a
the scene
earth
of when
3 and up for 4 and up.
That'll
Cool.
do.
All right.
So-
cheapo sci-fi
Which one are you looking
channel.
for?
Pliable metal.
Pliable metal, D6 units of
6.
wood. 6 and 6 parts.
Pliable metal. You got 6.
Yep.
Yo, if they have any cone dots, let me know. Or monopoles. I love monopoles.
I have your
Cheapo
list.
sci-fi where the characters,
I know.
the real characters, are clearly not looking in the right direction for the CGI.
Yeah.
Are you still salvaging?
Like,
I think if I try to salvage the machine again, it will be more difficult.
Yeah.
It's substantial. Like, difficult enough to cancel out my specialization. Which, you know what? I'm so mad at the Calpus I'm gonna do.
Why not?
I'm
Okay.
imagining that when Shint picked up the chest, Forfax got to look at the back of it, and I'm gonna try to make a roll to try to figure out how to open this thing up.
yeah.
Because I was just
definitely
doing like
picked
the
it
quick
up,
study
right?
before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Nutrition just falls on you.
man.
Crap. It's a mimic.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so it's kind of a retroactive GM intrusion. In that the wounds that you suffered from that battle have left scars on your face, right?
Okay.
that will not be healed. Like the scorching from the electricity and whatnot has
Oh God.
scarred your face.
Wow. Scarred.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, that just makes Forfax look cool.
I know.
That fits Forfax's image.
It was one of the cards I drew from this.
It fits his personal brand. Well, I tell Shin to put the chest bag down. It's all right. We don't have to take it with us. I was looking forward to using this on something else, but I think we can do it here.
You could use the access key to open it, right?
Oh no, it's cool.
Maybe.
I'm gonna look for a level 2
Okay.
iodum.
Okay.
So with the hindrance, which is canceling out specialization, but I
Okay.
will use effort. That's a 12 for the
That
first
succeeds.
one, and a 15 for the second.
Yep.
I'm looking for responsive synth.
Cool. A D6 of responsive synth.
5.
Nice. 5 units of responsive synth.
You're doing really awesome finding this stuff.
The Oniskids are just like from a far distance attentively watching you disassemble this thing.
Yeah, and I'm doing it #relentlessly. Like, it says I'm taking out all the aggression that I had for this profit. Yeah.
Yes.
Just like
Hashtag
pummeling
Orion.
this.
Orion style.
Orion style.
It's like a dance.
That's awesome.
So I tell Shin to put this thing down, and I like whip out this like pretty bland looking piece of metal debit card looking thing, so it's completely plain and silver.
With the
And then,
access
like,
key,
I like
token.
fling it into the air, and it just starts to float, and I'm like, and I'm like, and it like totally just blasts this chest with this like blue light.
Like a bunch of steam, like weird blue icy steam like emerges from this thing as it opens.
Awesome.
And inside there is a vial that is like suspended by like a lot of padding, and it has inside of it like a worm that's held in some kind of gooey stasis.
Oh man.
Wicked.
Give me an understanding Numenera check.
Why not?
See what this thing is.
It's the galactic
I
tequila
can't.
worm.
I'm determined to be bad at that. I can't even roll well on it, even though I don't know what this worm is, but I think we should take it. I mean, it was in a chest.
Yeah, I mean we have to.
You definitely can tell it's an artifact.
Oh. Maybe those bug
powerful.
creatures know what it is.
They look like really intrigued. Like you get the impression that they've been trying to open this thing for a minute and they haven't been able to figure it out, right? And so they're like really excited that this has happened and are kind of like,
not let them touch it. Run off with this thing.
Well, I reach down and grab it out of the. How big is it? How big is
the
vial?
worm.
Yeah, the vial. And
Yeah, it's about this big.
Yeah.
Water bottle.
Like a sandworm.
I have some perfectly fitting like water bottle pouch that I'm like. And I wink at the bug creatures. No, you wanted the ciphers.
Sweet.
All right, are you guys doing anything else in this place?
Well, obviously we're
Cautious
grabbing
retreat.
our dead automaton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're wrecked automatons. Yeah. You guys have completed Chapter 2. You get an XP each for exploring Kalpus,
Woohoo!
an XP for freeing Radius,
Woohoo!
and an XP for learning what the Prophet knows, because you do find a journal that can be
Of course.
perused.
3.
3 XP, and then a 4th for finding an artifact.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Sonic Adventure. Woohoo! From Sonic.
And
And now I'm tier 2!
we'll cut the stream a little bit early so that we can level up off camera, if that sounds good with people. And we will continue next week. Yeah, we'll continue next week.
Cool.
I don't have any good cliffhanger or anything to leave you guys on, but You
Man, I
you
would've
emerge from
torched the Calbus.
yeah.
The cliffhanger is I eat the worm. No,
Like,
I'm
for
kidding.
real, if only I had that photon.
That might make it work.
It would be blowing the Calbus
Yeah,
up
it
and
probably
walking
would,
away
actually.
from the explosion.
Like in the movie, right? We're just
Yeah.
blowing up behind us as we're walking away all bad.
I do kind of.
I'm
I'm
still
like,
9 foot.
Kelly wants to go back in and just mess that brain cell up.
You guys have some
And your
goo
new
from it.
scars are lit up in the explosion.
And as you guys like wake your way back out of it, the
Yeah, and the-
honest kids are like following and watching you guys, and then as you leave, they do the same gesture that you've been like waving to them. They do that same kind of thing
Yes.
as you're leaving.
They'll probably come along just like the Blue Tongues will eventually, right?
You might be able to enlist them for Numenera extraction.
It would be fun if they came with us.
And as you're like leaving the place, the like first entrance that you came in, that those pools like emerge as like versions of yourselves that are all like doing the same creepy.
You already have
outreaching.
everything you need. Get back in there.
As we're leaving the place, I'm like looking at the creatures and like dropping parts and being like,
You should
Leaving
leave
a
a fire
trail.
trail all the way
yeah,
back.
I
to
am.
the
I'm leaving a far trail all the
team.
way back to the Amber Team.
These chaotic neutral bastards.
Hilarious.
Yes.
It's just dumping parts.
All right.
I'll
Catch
dump
you
like
all next week. We'll be
worth it to
playing
me.
Expedition Dracana on Friday, so make sure to check that out.
Tune in for Carnage.
Carnage. The snow mine just died.
Don't talk about it.
All
I'm
right.
there to cry.
Catch y'all on the flip side.